What's up guys, Protagonist here, and today's BuddySearch I'm here with Ricky Singh, the main user of 100 Demons. So why do you really like 100 Demons?
Well, the reason why I like 100 Demons is mostly due to the fact that of its Thundermine ability.
Yeah.
Thundermine ability in the past was really considered a bit dangerous to the opponent because, how do I put this exactly? It not only damages and punishes the player when they do certain actions such as drawing a card, calling monsters in, etc. It also limits their play as well, so they have to think twice before doing so.
Alright, so are you excited for the brand new cards from the Evolution and Mutation?
If I'm here, does that mean I'm not excited?
Okay, that's a great answer. So today, my friend Ricky will be showing you how the new 100 Demon works. It is a really impressive deck that has tons of control, yet basically damaging your opponents through the Thundermine ability. So without further ado, let's get started.
Yeah.
I'll be challenging you with the Purgatory Knights. So please stay tuned for a deck profile after the battle.
Alright.
Alright, so now's the showdown between Yamigedo and Purgatory Knights. So are you ready? Yeah. Alright, let's go. Alright.
Fast. How about we just count to 1?
Okay.
Alright, ready? 1.
Oh my, what's that?
That's a scissors
God.
against your paper.
Right, I guess you're going first.
Alright then.
Raise the flag.
Luminize.
Half of Purgatory.
Luminize. 100 Thunder Shocker.
Alright. So,
Alright, so I take it I'll start first?
yep.
Very well then. Charge. And draw. In this case, I shall start by setting this up. I'll charge myself a gauge. Get that off my way.
Which one? Oh no.
I'm gonna call this with the left right here.
Alright.
Let's use this. I draw a card.
There's no way, I remember it's not that good yet.
Imagine this. It's a bizarre. Gnarly.
Oh my.
Call this again. I feel like risking it, but at the same time, I'm not very sure. Get out of my way. Because I threw him away, he has lifelink. And with that, I'll take a damage.
Alright.
Next thing I'll say is, I shall rest it away and draw myself
One card.
a card. Precisely. And this is a pretty good setup. I'll call in this. I'll call in you-know-who.
Oh, you can put more than one so.
And put one or more monsters from the field.
Wow, that's the biggest damage I've seen.
Oh, please. Most of them are doing the same thing. How did you not know? Anyway, enough of that. Enough prattle. I'm going to start my battle phase.
Okay.
Take him down.
Alright, I'll take that. I'm left with it.
Yeah, better off left a bit.
Alright. It's my turn.
Go on.
Draw. Charge and draw. Alright. I'll equip Purgatory weapon.
That's very interesting.
Then I'll call Purgatory Knight.
You mind if I have a look at what this does? Let's see. During your turn, when a monster is destroyed, draw a card. It gets power 3,000. Only once per turn, huh? Yes. It's only one card.
Alright. So, I'll call. I think I am not. Right, everything.
What in the world?
And I'll call. Now this is my full formation.
Just saying
Yes.
about this one. Right here. I like to ask abilities.
When this card is destroyed by a card effect, I can put up to one item from my deck to my hand. Then if I don't have an item right, I can equip it right away.
Cool. In that case, since you called free monsters,
Yes.
zap zap.
Oh no. So what ability is that?
Every time you call a monster, you get shocked with a Thundermine, so
Oh shit.
zap zap.
It's a trap. I'm left with 5 life.
How did you not see everything? This is your problem. You don't even ask to look at the card that you're not familiar with.
Strong. Alright, so let's go get onto battle phase.
Sure,
Alright, so I'll attack with Damios.
get out of my way.
Oh no, what's the effect?
The effect, I destroy a size 2 or less monsters in my opponent's field, and I'll recover a life. So, shoot.
Let me think. However, I'll activate Damio skill. I will sacrifice this monster to draw one card.
You're drawing a card.
Yes, correct.
Okay then. And since they're call costs, these are monsters. Okay. Impact monsters are counted as both impacts and monsters at the same time. You
Alright.
need to tell them that.
I'm left with two monsters. And since this guy is being retired by a card effect, right? It goes back to my hand instead.
Retired or destroyed?
Destroyed. So I'll continue a battle phase. And since my monster has been destroyed, I can draw one card and give a Purple Ignite plus 3000. So I'll draw one card.
Hit me.
Alright, this is 8000. I have to do a link attack.
Did you attack with a weapon?
Oh no, what happens?
Uh-oh. Looks like you've won yourself the consolation prize of 1 damage. Twice.
What?
This ability only activates once per turn.
But for each card, right? So we can do 2.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Unless it's a named ability.
So I'm left with 3. Alright, I guess it's your turn. That was so painful. I couldn't do a thing.
That was funny.
Your turn.
Draw. Oh my goodness, look at me. Let's see. I think I'll just equip this right here. I'm not even going to bother charging. Now, what should I do? I'll just throw this away. Wouldn't mind.
What does it do?
Bang.
What's the ability?
The ability, if I can discard a monster or Omnilord, any Omnilord, I don't care if it's red, purple,
Yes.
anything, destroy a monster.
Alright, so
Bang.
I'll continue. So activate the ability. Since it's been destroyed by card effect, I can search my deck for a weapon and add it to my hand.
Sure. But at this stage, I doubt if you can equip anything.
Yes, okay. But it's a free card. Alright. So continue.
True that. Look, judging by you, I doubt if you have any shields anyway. Alright. I'll just... What should I do any honors? Slap him.
Oh no, I'm left with 1 life. I can't cut that.
I'll... Hold your ground. It's your turn now.
Are you sure?
Of course. Remember, you call a monster, you get shot.
That's
You attack with your weapon, it's curtains.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. So I just basically lost.
The game's over. Your
Yep.
game's over.
Can't do anything.
Good night.
Alright, so right now we're doing the deck profile that's used by Ricky. Is there anyone you want to shout out to before I see in the video?
Actually, there are 3 people who want to give a shout out.
Alright.
The first one was Jose Naives.
What?
How do you call him that again? Oh well, doesn't matter. What he told me to say was, you can say hello to your friend, bracketed me, bracket close, and talk about my love for Magic World high rarity stuff, XD.
Oh.
And tell card protagonist to add me on Facebook. Well, in summary, let's just say that he says hello, and he likes Magic World high rarity stuff, and he wants to add you on Facebook.
I see. Alright.
The next one is Chris Velez.
Yes.
He says that he's giving a shout out saying that how he is a dedicated follower of Lord Yamigedo.
Oh man, you guys are the Lord Yamigedo followers.
I thought Yamigedo was a ruler.
Yeah. No, he's the Lord.
Last but not least is Kevin Kelsey. He says IDK.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh man.
And finally he said, LOL, say whatever you want, shiny prism player.
Alright, so shout out to these awesome people who are friends with Ricky, and I hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. So without further ado, let's begin. So why about him as a buddy?
Because it's my deck, I get to do what the hell I want.
Yeah. So
Although, if it were up to me or a competitive level, I wouldn't really choose him as a buddy.
Okay.
These 2 were the ones that I would choose.
So you could either choose the brand new Yamigedo or the 8th form, those are very good choices for you guys who are trying to build Yamigedo. So thanks for the advice, Ricky.
Precisely. Although I would recommend this a little more because he's a size 0. Call him anytime you want.
Yeah, get a free live call. Alright, so
Now,
let's go.
now, where do we start first?
You start from monsters.
Precisely. Of course you start with monsters. And as for monsters, let's start with these. This is a newer form of Yamigedo, Inverse Stern Spirit, Kokujo. Kokujo has been pretty impressive over in the Japanese meta, and they even pushed him to 1.5 besides two other cards. Actually, just one card. How do I put this exactly? His Thunder Mine is pretty devastating, and it looks as if he has done a few research. People call monsters almost every single time, and with the current meta, it has how do I?
He has a space for it because right now in Buddyfight, calling monsters is so common that you can make use of his Thunder Mine. Busho will basically make this card to make sure Thunder Mine goes off most of the time, and it's not a once per turn effect, so it's great. As you guys saw when I was using the Purgatory Knights, which is a rush deck, I actually got devastated by the Thunder Mine, which I didn't even stand a chance because the Thunder Mine just wear me down to the point that I can't even get back on my feet.
Yeah, you didn't think this through.
Yeah,
and no, that isn't the worst part for you. The best part about Kokujo Yamigedo is the fact of his act. What does the act say?
Choose a monster on your opponent's field and you may discard 100 demons card or Omni Lord from your hand and destroy the chosen card. Wow.
Yeah. And here's the best part. The Omni Lord, this was already proven by the errata.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a purple Omni Lord. It can be anything.
So inverse Omni Lords and normal Omni Lords.
Precise.
Nice. It's pretty interesting.
And he has a double attack and a Soul Guard and an 8,000 attack, 2 crits, and an 8,000 defense.
The AK defense is really powerful because it really helps block off many of the meta cards right now. So yeah, it's a very good card, especially Purgatory Knights, which you have to link attack unless you have some power boost, which is impressive.
Precisely. Now, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Of course, if you don't always get Inverse Stern Spirit, you can play this as well. Great Fiend. This is the original Yamigedo.
Let's see.
If you stop an attack, he can deal a damage.
So if I use a blue dragon shield, I'll take 1 damage.
Precisely.
Wow, so guarding is very painful against this guy.
Not much. If you gain life, then it won't really do much.
But it's still deal the damage, so it's like nullifying the effect of the...
Precisely.
Yeah, so it's very good.
But if you reduce the defense, if you reduce the damage to 0 from his attack, it won't work.
I see.
This, let's just say, it's best used as to dig your opponent a graveyard. When you draw a card, if you have 6 life or less, you deal a damage.
Wow.
I only play 2 copies because of the life restriction right there.
Correct. So, may I ask, if I charge and draw, do I take a damage?
Charge and draw. Of course you take a damage. Does it say once per turn?
No. Wow, it's amazing. So if basically your opponent will guarantee take 1 damage, then they will force them to charge and draw, which is another damage. Any draw spell will deal damage, right?
Of course.
Nice.
Anything that allows you to draw a card, zap zap.
So these are the Yamigedos. Very nice. We have search engine for Yamigedo, which makes Yamigedo super consistent right now.
Precisely. And it's also the reason why it went to 1.5 in the meta. Alright, moving on, let's go to the other monsters. Coitus Greed. His ability, he'll give you a gauge. And at the same time, he steals your opponent's gauge by putting it to the drop zone as well. Not just that, you can choose a card on your opponent's field and pay free gauge. Any card. And if you do, destroy it.
I see. It's nice. Actually, it's good because you can later sack it off for Yamigedo food, and it basically just steals your opponent's gauge and help you gain a gauge. So it's basically stealing your opponent's gauge.
Precisely. Although you have to be careful of his life link, but I don't think it'll harm much.
It's okay.
You put that in Yamigedo's soul, and you'll suffer that.
I'll lose to you.
Next up, we have Pissarro. This is a must-play. Rest the card, and if you do, you draw 1. Too bad it's a named ability, so you can only use it once per turn. But do we really bother about that?
Yeah, it's a good card.
People tend to try to destroy that more often because it'll allow you a free draw spell. And it's free food.
Correct.
Next up, we've got the new gauge resource.
Yes. So when this card enters the field, you can charge 2 gauge from a drop zone.
Precisely.
That's great because gauge is Yamigedo actually kind of gauge heavy for its core cost, but with cards like these, it makes the core cost really easy, really cheap and easy.
And here's the best part. And here's the best part. It doesn't matter if it's an item or a spell, unlike the other evil deity spells there. As long as it's a card, put it into the gauge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 2 cards, so it doesn't have to be 100 demons and stuff.
Right. Next up, we have our favorite, Hasted Evolution Yamigedo.
SP looks nice.
Shiny, isn't it?
Yes.
Alright. What does it do? Right now, it really just does 0 critical, and it's just a 1000 and a 1000. But however, his counter is the one that really sets it. It really gives him a really good mark.
Yeah.
During the final phase, search your deck for up to 1 size-free monster with Yamigedo in its card name, and call it by paying its call cost. Any Yamigedo would do.
Yes.
And by any, I literally mean any. Be it this one, or even this one.
Oh, impact, you can call impact?
Of course, you can call the impact.
Wow.
And what's more, let me give you an example. Let me just put up an example. If you call this one,
Yeah.
during the final phase, after it has attacked, you can call this from your hand.
Wow. So that's additional 2 more attacks.
That's 2 more attacks, and use his ability provided that you can afford it in the first place. Call it again by an effect, and attack again.
Oh wow.
Pretty abusable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that much. Now let's move on to the other 2 monsters. This, Glacial Lavalos. Usually it's best to play 2 copies because of its condition. Its condition is you have to have a 100 Demons monster on your field. And a Thundermine is, when your opponent suffers damage by Thundermine, give him a shock therapy again.
Nice. So it's a double damage. And you can use it on both you and your opponent's turn.
Precisely.
Great damage.
Your opponent's turn, it doesn't matter. And I take it that's it for the monsters.
Yeah.
Let's hit the set spells next. Set spells. 100 Demon Sorcery, Yamitagae. As usual, the one that stops the attack. It doesn't matter if it's a link attack or whatever it is, it'll stop it. But here's the condition. You need to have 100 demons on your field.
Which is pretty much guaranteed since you play a main Yamigedo, which is super tanky with lots of soul guard.
Precisely. Next up we have this. Get a Shield. Get a Shield requires 200 demons on your field. You pay a gauge and you stop the attack. And then you burn your opponent with 1 damage.
Nice, it's kind of like a mirror force, magic cylinder, which means your opponent attack you, but no, you're taking the 1 damage instead.
Don't remind me of Yu-Gi-Oh, alright?
Oh, you play Yu-Gi-Oh?
You know too much.
Oh no.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Shrine of the Corrupted Fuchigami. It's a set spell. And what does this spell do? When a monster with Thundermine enters your field, and if it's your turn, you draw a card. Too bad it's once per turn and you can only set 1.
Yeah. But it's great for advantage because through the game you gain many advantage for 1 single card, which is great.
Great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, next up we have this.
Alright. What is
Starve Yamigedo. Starve Yamigedo is a set spell, and when a monster on your field is destroyed, put the top card of your deck into your gauge, and it's not once per turn.
Is gauge very important for Yamigedo deck?
I thought you said your answer yourself.
You're the master if you ask me. So it is, I guess.
Alright, let's move on.
Yeah.
Next up we have this. The Searcher of the Deck.
Alright.
Cataclysmic Invasion.
There are 2 abilities for it.
Precisely. And you can only choose 1, so use it wisely. And it's only once per turn. You can either search your deck up for a card with Yamigedo as its card name, put it in your hand and shuffle your deck, or if you already have one on your field, put a monster from your drop zone into your hand.
Oh, so you can add this?
Does it say Yamigedo? I think it does.
Yeah, Yamigedo. Wow. Get back the impact for extra
Alright,
attacks.
let's move on.
Yeah.
This, it's not really played a lot, but I use it to shock my opponents,
This
especially if they're item heavy. What does pathetic do? It shows how pathetic their items and monsters are by reducing their power by 2,000. Every single one of them.
during this turn, this is a very good effect.
I never liked Gao anyway.
Oh no. Gao-kun!
Just kidding. Alright, this card was the one that terminated you.
Yes.
Right?
Oh no, I hate this card.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to call this, you have to use this card if you have a monster with Yamigedo and its card name on your field.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, and this is why I don't play this a lot.
Yeah,
You have to put free 100 Demons monsters from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. And what does it do? Destroy a size 2 or less monster on your opponent's field and you'll recover a life.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The thing is, because Yamigedo have a huge cost, right? When you pay 3 gauge, chances of getting a 100 demon to drop zone is quite high. So it's pretty lively. Pretty live, I guess.
True that, but I don't really find it usable. I find this one much better. And what?
What's this secret card?
Yamigedo's favorite spell, or new spell.
Whoa!
Unorthodox Maishma. Put free 100 Demons monsters from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck in any order that you want. Choose and use one of the following two. You have a monster of Yamigedo in its card name, shut down every single ability of monsters on your opponent's field.
What? Frozen Stars?
Frozen Stars or Oberon
Wow.
on spells.
Amazing.
Every single one of them. I don't care if you have a lot of souls. It's really nice too. It's just a bit too bad if someone were to shut it down. Or if your 100 Demons card are at risk, use the counter's ability. For this turn, every single 100 demons on your field can never be destroyed by your opponent's card effect.
So let's say I'm using Toilet, I use Hanako, you can counter this and they won't get destroyed.
Of course not.
Oh no. Then Hanako will just die because you're going to eat her.
Yeah, you can pretty much say that. Although the triple attack still scares me.
Yes.
Now, let's move on to the items. We've got 4 items right here. This is a new item that Yamigedo now has. The equip cost requires 1 gauge. This card can attack even if you have a monster on your center. However, the power itself is not very impressive. However, the critical is considerable.
Yep.
But it's the abilities that makes this card.
Yeah.
What does this card do? It shuts down Penetrate
Wow,
on
that's a
all
big thing.
cards on your opponent's field. It doesn't matter if it's an item. I don't care if you're a monster. As long as it has all that, I'll just stop.
Oh, I just realized it's all cards on the field, not just monster. That's great.
Yeah.
Mention it.
It doesn't matter if it's an item, so say goodbye to your penetrating abilities. I've had enough of those. Last but not least, we have you know who. Cosplaying as his buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's wearing the clothes, right?
He's not wearing the clothes.
Oh, the hair.
It's their hairstyle.
Yeah, I didn't realize it is like...
It's been a year,
Ikuzachi.
almost a year, since this was released. How did you not see?
You know, I wasn't observant. What's the ability?
I guess that's why you got shocked 3 damage when I put in Inverse Yamigedo. Now, what do we do here? Pay 2 gauge. Put this card on top of a size-free monster with Yamigedo in its card name.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't have to discard all the souls there.
Nice.
The Thunder Mine, what does it do? When an attack of a card on your field is stopped, if you have another 100 demons on your field, you deal 2 damage to your opponent. And it also has double attack, so it's almost a guaranteed 4 critical unless your opponent has the damage.
Oh my god, so if I use Blue Dragon Shield 2 times, I'm just gonna eat anyway, so I might as well just eat it, right?
Say goodbye to your Green Dragon Shields as well.
Oh no. Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, that was the deck profile. Right, so Ricky, thank you so much for teaching us the ways of Yamigedo.
Anytime.
Cringe boss!
What?
So,
Anyway, that aside, I hope you enjoyed this episode of BuddySearch.
alright. So peace out and love you guys. Bye.
Bang.
What's up guys? Cut protagonist here.
What the?
Destroy a
Destroy a monster.
Alright, so
Bang.
destroy. I can use ability to.
Ah!
Uh-oh.